Hello there, and welcome to the Palm and Pine podcast. The boys are coming to you from their hidden camp, set deep in the Florida woods on the banks of the mystic Swanee River. So let's take a moment and hear from the boys of old Florida.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Palm and Pine podcast. Folks, we're glad to be with y'all. I'm here again with Professor Barlow. We've got another great episode spooled up for y'all out there. And I tell you, this is, when I load our podcast, Douglas, into these platforms, you got to put it in a category.
Right.
I'm thinking of changing
Excellent. Is that
right,
the category?
Right. Well, well, that's a given. But, I'm thinking we might need to go educational. Well, I've been putting it in the news. I don't know. Is it comedy?
How do you know what I'm going to talk about ahead of time?
That's right. That's right. Well, and then entertainment, because we bring entertainment in there as well, multi-talented. And no wonder the views keep growing, 33, 34, 35 clicks.
Exponentially. Well, maybe more linearly, but, they're growing. Yeah.
Well, and, as an example, and we could pull out so many of these, but just last week, Professor Barlow, you learned what a loofah.
I had no idea.
And now we be watching now. We out there watching now for them daggone loofahs on them cars when they're coming through town. And I've been seeing them. Have you been watching them?
I'm going to watch next time I go to town. I have not been to town in about a week.
You stay away from town enough. You're a little smarter than me. I've been
People
town.
with black loofahs are all of a sudden going to start getting their butts whipped, and they're going to blame us.
I tell you,
it was that podcast.
After doing my due diligence as a journalism, I dug in there and I kind of studied this thing a little further, and it's the darker the color of that loofah, the freakier,
the more
thing.
wicked.
That's
kind of the way it is anyway. Yeah,
right. It's like white and light and dark. So there you go. And so that darker you get them.
Well, it's like nude and naked. They're different levels. There's wicked, and then there's wicked.
Yeah.
K-I-T, wicked. That's your top
wicked.
Evil. Yes.
Very wicked.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, appreciate a good nude, but all the nakeds run around, and these older nakeds. That's what gets me. And that's we're gonna talk about that more today. These older nakeds.
We can't never get a young one in the news. I don't know what they're doing.
What's wrong with these young people?
Now, when we were kids, it was young men that would go out and cut up and get arrested, but not anymore.
These two right here. mostly these two right here. And now it's flip-flop. We older, and we calmed down.
Something about the drugs they got now, I don't know what it is.
Well, they're doing a lot of that hormone replacements and other stuff. That Florida cocktail.
But speaking of young hoodlums, we ran that story about the Buck Bay Bandit. It was happening near here in a subdivision in a rural area.
Live in action,
Right. And the people moving these subdivisions in Florida in rural areas, and this place was called Buck Bay, and you think you're in the country and you leave your car unlocked in the driveway, and he would come up at night and pilfer in your car, and we had him on video. We might play that again. And this is such an important thing to be aware of, that I worked up a little tune to kind of remind people of this issue with the Buck Bay Bandit. Since our last tune was so well received, I thought we might continue along that line. And Steve, I got the chicken feeding can. You might use that as a drum to kind of keep time.
I didn't know if
here.
you brought this for collections. Like if somebody dropped some money.
Not with just you here. I would not have done that.
Hey, so, I wanted to kind of join in.
We got I have the course here printed out for you, and like everything on the Palm and Pine, it's first time, one take. That's the way we do it.
Well, let's do it good. Let's do it good for the people.
Give me a beat there, Steve.
All right, here we go.
That's it. Now the chorus of this song comes at the beginning and at the end. Okay. Well, the Buck Bay Band is gonna get into your car at night. Yeah. So the Buck Bay Band is gonna get into your car at night. Woo! Woo-ha, yeah, the
Buck Bay Bandit's gonna come up your drive, so you better lock your doors and move your stuff inside.
Yeah,
The Buck Bay Bandit's gonna get into your car at night.
All right, I'm gonna tell you all about it. The Buck Bay Bandit Blues. Well, I come home tired and park my car out in the yard.
Park your car.
Well, I was slap sure tired, so I didn't close my door too hard. Well, come next morning, I'll be doggone. My card, my cash, my keys, and my guns were all gone. Well, the Buck Bay Bandit done got into my car last night.
There you go.
Woo-ha! Now we're gonna break it down a little, smoke it for you now.
All right, bring it to us.
Well, a Yankee moved in just a little piece down the lane.
Come on, Yankee.
Stevie said he'd come from Martha's Vineyard where the folks, they always behave.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he come around screaming, said, Doug, come and see. There's a hole in my car where my stereo used to be. I said, the Buck Bay Bandit done got into your car last night. Here we go now.
Well, the Buck Bay Bandit's gonna get into your car at night. The Buck Bay Bandit's gonna get into your car at night.
Well, the
Buck Bay Bandit's gonna come up your drive, so you better lock your doors, move your stuff inside. The Buck Bay Bandit's gonna get into your car at night. Yeah, the Buck Bay Bandit's gonna get into your car at night.
Yeah, he is. There he comes.
Watch out for
There he
him.
goes. Hey, I just bought that.
He got a hoodie on. You wearing that hoodie?
Who wears a white hoodie?
Yeah.
Call the sheriff's department. Yeah, the Buck
Bay Bandit's gonna get into your car at night. All right, yes, sir. I tell you.
I need to get this back.
Yeah. I tell you, you know that was a great lyrics and everything, Doug. But I think the percussion really set that off. The talent on that drum, I tell you what.
Yeah, we
I
do
think,
everything first take, one take here on the Palm of Pine podcast.
Yeah, because you know we're not very good at editing. we one man. You know this journalism thing, we kind of 2-man show, and the editing is a challenge as well. So yeah, it's a one take deal, and we go right through it. So all good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So we have some news updates for people now, right?
Yeah, let's roll right into that Palm and Pine newscast right now.
Breaking news right now.
Joining us now
on
for more on
CBS
all of
News
this,
at
White House
5
Press
p.m.
Secretary Kayleigh Knight. Kayleigh, thanks for being here.
All right, Steve.
Here we go. What you got there?
Yeah, I have a great
Professor
one, and it's
Barlow?
related to an interview we just had with Stephen Knoll, and you were asking him if he was on social media.
Right,
and he said
right.
no, because I kind of have a big mouth, and I might get myself in trouble. And you know, Americans, we like to argue about politics, we like to fight, and we get on that social media, and this is going to be educational, folks out there. When you get on that social media and you're arguing about politics, Steve, you want to be one of two things. You want to make sure you're anonymous, or if you're not, nobody knows how to get down to where you're at.
To find you.
Right. And you will know from this news story today, an old boy made a mistake. And I'll just read the headline. These two old boys got in an argument over politics on Facebook. I'll just read the headline. Florida man shoots Facebook friend in buttocks over a political argument.
Right in the buttocks. I hope that was not the birthday suit bandit, because he needs his buttocks. That's one of his superpowers.
No, I think this boy had britches on, but okay. This is Brian Sebring, 44 years old. This happened in Hillsborough County, and he got to debating politics with 46-year-old Stephen Jones, who just lived across town, and he knew where he lived, and they got to arguing.
Yeah.
See,
there's no two fools like two old
Two
fools.
old fools. So they got to arguing, and I don't know. It doesn't say if they're Obama people, Trump people, or what the argument was. It must have been serious because Mr. Sebring took it the wrong way, got his semi-automatic Glock, and went over to Mr. Jones' house and shot him twice in the buttocks.
So did he win the argument? How does that work out?
Well, I think he probably got 10 years from that because he had a prior assault on his record. So we might find him in Rayford and ask him how that went. So
he got them priors. He already had some papers on him.
So I'm wondering, he shot him twice in the buttocks, Steve. Was that one for each cheek, or did he drop them both in the same cheek?
Right. And is it the first shot wasn't good enough, so go ahead and put another one in.
It must have been a serious argument to go shoot him twice in the buttocks. He didn't want that boy sitting down again. So.
and that everybody thinks that Glock, that's a fancy gun. Well, it's a plastic gun basically, but it certainly can pack a punch depending on the caliber of Glock. But either way, bad way to end the argument.
Yes,
right there.
well, luckily Mr. Jones survived, and he was charged with aggravated assault and what was the other thing? Aggravated assault and concealed firearm when he shouldn't have had one. So,
I would say that's pretty aggravated.
Yeah, that's very damn aggravated.
Pretty
to get shot in the buttocks twice.
Come over to the man's house.
I would have thought he would have got attempted murder, but I guess they're saying if you shoot someone in the buttocks, you're not meaning to kill them. I didn't know that.
Well, hopefully, if one or the other was LGBTQ divided plus minus sign, it would have been a hate crime. That's a hate crime. And see, again, I don't want to get too far into this because we'll get somebody arguing. Fortunately, most people don't know where our hidden camp is.
That's it. See, we're like, we know the rule. We're anonymous. You don't know how to get down to where we're at, or we might get shot in the buttocks.
We would definitely get shot in the buttocks. But we just crackers, so it would not be a hate crime.
Right. But I think due to symmetry, he wanted symmetry. He popped off a cap in each buttocks cheek. It's the way I think, but they don't give that detail.
Well, see,
boom.
Here on the Palm and Pine podcast, we also know to kind of stay away from certain subjects. We will delve in. We'll just dip our beak in there, but we ain't gonna go too far into the politics or religion or any of those hot topics. I have a second news story as well, Douglas.
Does it involve a buttocks?
It does. It involves some buttocks. And these buttocks, they went cattywampus, and we're going to get into how this happened, because if your buttocks go cattywampus after midnight.
Some of these people I see up at Walmart, that would just be a scratch, a shot in the buttocks.
Yeah.
And be like, well, what was that?
right. They got a tough
You'd
buttocks.
have to go get that elephant gun to penetrate that buttocks, yeah.
But I don't know how I came across these, but again, right here in our backyard, right there in that Villages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
The Villages again, active community despite the age, the elderly, I guess.
Yes.
Not really elderly, but 55 and over.
Yeah.
And so I'll just read the headline to this one. I tell you, if you want to be entertained beyond the Palm and Pine podcast,
yes.
Just go to villages-news.com.
Okay.
It's
that kind of X-rated kind of stuff.
It's everything.
Like
everything happening in the villages.
The villages.
Yeah. There will be plenty there for you to. You will learn about loofahs, for example, lots of educational material. But I'm gonna read this one headline for you today.
Okay.
And there was actually two of these events.
Okay.
And I could probably summarize both.
Okay.
And this is a common headline. It always starts. With the same 5 words, okay? Villager traveling in golf cart, and then blank. There's like 17 headlines on here.
We paved over all them woods for that.
Right, so for them golf carts to run around. Okay, villager traveling in golf cart arrested, again a common headline, near country club. Okay, so this villager, she was traveling in a golf cart with a companion.
Okay.
And she's 50. And
Okay.
her name's Lucretia.
Okay. No fool like an old fool.
Yeah. Lucretia Hewson.
Okay.
And 50 years old, young. She's not
young for the village.
Yeah, she's not eligible.
Young
I think
for
you got to be
Florida.
55
Right.
to live in there.
Yeah.
But she was with a companion that probably lived there. You know what I mean? And so she was in the golf cart. And anyway, they had a little situation. They got pulled over, and in the wee hours of the morning, last Saturday morning. And according to the arrest report, they kind of gave her a little shakedown, and I don't know what all this really is.
They had a female cop come out down and shake her down.
They brought the female cop in, and what we got on her.
And she had something up in that buttocks crack.
That kind of got down in there.
I have not read the story.
It was within a blue straw, so watch out for blue straws. There's something about blue straw because that was specifically mentioned. And that blue straw down in that buttocks crack had 0.38 grams of methamphetamine. She was kind of clenching and holding as she was riding in that golf cart. And so not only was she charged with drug possession, but drug paraphernalia because of that blue straw. I guess the blue straw is part of this deal.
Okay. Now I wonder how they knew. To check her buttocks crack. Is that standard procedure?
I'm going to let you in on that because you feed right into the story. The reason they already knew Miss Hewson.
Okay.
So you see where I'm going. They already knew her. The officers did because earlier this month she was arrested for theft. She was stealing merchandise at the village's golf cart store. I guess they got a golf cart store in there. So anyway, she was already on the radar, so to speak.
What county is this in? Lake?
I think it's like Lake County.
Okay,
Yeah.
Where Sheriff McCall used to be.
Yeah, because you go down that 441. You see quite a bit of it from the turnpike, the Florida Turnpike. But if you really want to get in there, you go down that 441.
Okay, all right, yeah. There's been trouble there for a long time. Way back, yes.
Yeah, well, it's a different kind of trouble now. Back in our day, we were riding along there fire hunting, shooting deer at night and stuff like that. But that was a different kind of trouble. Okay. Yeah, drinking Busch Light.
Now it's meth and straws in the buttocks.
Yep, toting the blue straw with the meth in it. So, and there was one other. I mentioned two others.
Too bad that straw didn't break, and some of that leak into that buttocks. Woo!
She'd have been going. She'd have been energized. Yeah, but there was another story too.
Sheriff wouldn't have caught her.
There was another story too, and I won't get into it. We might save it for the next newscast. But a similar story again, a golf cart deal. Two people in the cart again.
Yeah.
Somehow, now how fast does a golf cart go?
Like that.
Yeah, like maybe 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then they run out of whatever they're running out of.
Somehow, this fool there in the villages was enough on that Florida cocktail that he somehow flipped a damn golf cart. Like, how do you even cattywampus, right? Cattywampus on the golf cart at 2 a.m. in the villages. The female, and this is sad, unfortunate. We're not celebrating this.
No.
The female come out. It was not Miss Hewson, of course. She'll live forever.
Yeah.
The female come out. Golf cart went cattywampus upside down on top of her, killed her dead, graveyard dead.
Oh.
so he's now charged with DUI manslaughter.
Oh well, hallelujah.
So DUI manslaughter in a golf cart with no other vehicles involved. Like how in the I mean, they doing things there that you a physics professor, Doug. Tell me how that happens.
A lot of speed, bad driving. Well, they probably figured that this is a retirement community. We won't have any trouble. That's what they probably told them when they were developing it. And, they went before the zoning board. Yep. Hey, these will be a bunch of retired folks. Won't be any trouble. Be quiet.
Playing bridge.
No meth cracking straws and buttocks. And boy, has that not panned out. That sounds like they're really a headache down there. Yeah.
If you need to run over, if you need to go South Florida, I'd go over to I-95 if you need to, or 75. Don't use 441 is kind of what we're telling y'all folks. And if you do, make sure it's the middle of the day, kind of get on through there and have a full tank of fuel.
Oh man!
Because
so he flipped it over, and of course, the drunk never seems to get injured. It's
yeah. No, the DUI driver.
It's the passenger on the other vehicle.
That's right. That's how that always works.
That's too bad. They're going to have to put seat belts in those things, or better yet, outlaw the golf carts.
I tell you
that would
what,
bring a lot to the end if they outlawed golf carts in Florida on any road. That would really end a lot.
And
the party would be over. I do believe.
I don't understand the fascination with golf carts. I mean.
Right.
What would it hurt for a 55-year-old to walk a quarter mile, right, to your neighbor, right? And maybe you get a little exercise,
Well, it's like the man that shot his friend in the Buttocks after the Facebook fight. I wonder, they weren't far away. Maybe he drove a golf cart over there with his Glock.
I would not be surprised at all.
If shot him in the Buttocks.
Yeah, if he drove on over there. Well, hey, you got anything else there, Dr.
No, that's it. The Buck Bay Bandit Blues, a buttock shooting, a straw in the buttocks. It's just all buttocks.
I tell you what. Clench up your buttocks, people. Hold on to what you're carrying, and watch
Use
that.
a thick straw, not these thin paper ones they have these days.
Watch that political debate. Forget anything we said about politics on this show.
Make sure they don't know how to get down to where you're at. On that social media.
You cannot find our hidden camp easily. So that's worked out for us for about 56 years. So we're gonna try to keep that going. But yeah, that's all we got right now, and we'll catch y'all next time, and keep it Florida. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode of the Palm and Pine podcast. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. The views and opinions expressed by the host or any guest are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliates. Our opinions are just that, opinions, and are not legal or medical advice. But in our opinion, avoid lawyers and big pharma at all cost. Copyright 2025, Palm and Pine Podcast. All rights reserved. Please subscribe and share. Okay, until next time, keep it Florida, and we'll see you soon.